Boom, you read it right. Let's get right into the story. So this happened around 2015, 2016, the end of 2015, the beginning of 2016 in January. So basically what happened was, before I get into the actual story of the event that happened, my mom, when she first married this guy, I would never forget. I always told her, I was like, I don't think that he like our relationship. Every time, like, it was always a problem with me and my mama. Like, with him, he would be like, he always under you. That's not your damn friend, stuff like that. And at the time, my mama always treated me like, I'm not gonna say her friend because she'll whoop my ass and cuss me out and stuff like that. But she always treated me like somebody that she really cared for. And I knew only reason my mama treated me like that, like very, very close, is because she knew that I was gay before I came out to her. Prior to that, because I came out to my mama right before she got killed. That was like the best moments, the best couple months of my life. Like, I swear to God, being openly gay to my mama. So, bitch, it would be times where, and I promise I'm gonna get to the actual event, like everything that happened with him killing my mom. But it would be times where he would be like, I told my mom, I was like, I don't care for him, I don't like him. It's something about him that I can't get with. I always been like that with him, never really cared for him. So he would be like, JP came in, he didn't speak to me, he didn't say shit to me, like that. And my mom would come to me and she'd be like, you need to speak to him. I don't have to talk to nobody. That always been my thing. Like, what is the issue with me having to have a conversation with you? Like, I don't like you. I don't like you. And they had been married for a couple of years and I never liked him. And it's so crazy because my mom went through a lot with this person. So for him to actually do some shit like that, mind blowing. But let's actually get into the actual story. So this happened in January of 2016. My mom and my stepdad at the time was actually about to get a divorce. Now, to some people knew, some people didn't know, but my mom was bisexual and she didn't really care about, nobody knowing. My mom came out to me and she heard me over talking to my sister about me being gay, and she was mad at me because I didn't tell her. So we kind of, came out to each other around the same time. So she had a girlfriend or whatever like that. So they were going to get a divorce. So, I mean, I didn't see anything. I don't see nothing wrong with, like, he do what he do, she do what she do. They're separated. They don't even stay with us. So he end up, oh, it's dumb as fuck. This shit crazy. He end up, I'm assuming he came to the house while we were gone, because at the time my mama girlfriend lived in Atlanta. And if you ever see this, she know exactly who I'm talking to. If you ever see this, like, I am so sorry that happened to you as well. Like, I'm glad that you made it out alive. I wish that I could converse with you and, like, really let you know that, like, we did not know that was going to happen. You fell off the face of the earth, and we still love you too. Like, it's been so many years, but, like, I still think about you till this day. I swear to God I do. So if you ever see this, you or your daughter, you know exactly who I'm talking about if you see this video. I'm so sorry that happened to you. So I'm assuming he came to the house while we were gone out of town. We were coming right back. We went up there to go get her, and we was going to come back. She was going to come to our house. This is her first time coming to our house. We always used to go to her house. So we end up going out to eat. And I'm going to put that clip of the last time I actually had the time, heard my mama's voice or anything. So we went out to eat. We came from Atlanta. We was going to stop at my aunt's house. My aunt was either out of town. So I can't remember where my aunt was. So we end up going back home, y'all. And my mama kept saying something not right. Before we could even get to the house, she texted me. My mama texted me. I ain't saying nothing to my sister. She was texting. She's like, something not right. So I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? She was like, I don't know. I just don't feel right.
Man, you not. Look at the inside of it. How you gonna grow it all day and say my love it was not God's name? Yeah. How you gonna grow it?
Oh, we end up ignoring the signs of her, telling me that, and we end up going home. Now, mind you, by the time we got home, it was like, it wasn't sunny, but it wasn't dark. It was like, I don't know what it is, dusk to dark. I don't know what the fuck it's called. It was when the sun was going down, and it was like, you could see, but it was kind of getting dark, like that situation. So we walked in the house, my mom was showing her around, all of our rooms or whatever like that. And when my mama got that house for us, it was that's like one of my mama's second biggest accomplishments for us, me and my sisters at the time, because it was a hassle for my mama to get that house, and she remodeled the whole house, like the entire house. She remodeled the entire house. So to us, to her, and to us, it was like a jewel, because she did, she did her big one with that house for us, and she was crying about it. Like, it was just a lot. That house meant a lot to me, my sisters, and my mama. So she showing her, everything around, the stuff that my mama made for the house, all this, that, and the third. So we get to my mama room, and my mama was like, JP, I almost said the lady name. My mama girlfriend was in the front, like in the kitchen with my sisters. I either think she was in the kitchen with my sisters, she was by herself in the kitchen, and my sisters was in their room. But it was just me and my mama in her room. I don't know where my sisters was. They was in the house though. It was my mama. She said, JP, our picture's gone. So before we left our house to even go see my mama girlfriend, my mama already had pictures of her and her girlfriend in the room. We got back to the house. The pictures wasn't on the dresser. They were gone. And it was like 4 or 5 pictures. All of them were gone. So my mom was like, he been here. My stepdad, she was like, he been here. He been here. So I was like, what we gonna do? Like, what you think we should do? Should we just stay? Should we leave? She was like, we gonna stay. We gonna stay. It ain't shit gonna happen. Y'all, this literally ended up being my worst nightmare. I swear to God. Like, it was the worst thing that could have ever happened to me. So time went on. We in there talking, chit chat. My mom ended up going to the store with her girlfriend. They ended up coming back. When we noticed that the pictures was gone, me and my mama went through the entire house, from closet to closet. We looked everywhere for this man to see if he was in this house. I swear to God, we looked every fucking where. We could not find him. No traces that he was there. It wasn't no dirt, no sand print, no nothing. And I'm the type of person with, bitch, when I'm looking for something, bitch, I won't stop till I find a grain of damn salt. Bitch, I'm going to search. I could not find nothing. Me or my mama, we looked everywhere in that house. And the house was a pretty big house, so we looked everywhere under beds, behind her bed. She had a big ass bed. We looked everywhere, y'all. Couldn't find him. I looked around the house, didn't see him. Now, mind y'all, we stayed at the end of a road. It was the last 2 houses was one house, then our house, and then down the road it was a railroad track with just gravel. So that's what's back there, but you can't see it unless you drive all the way back there to the end, because it's trees. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't see it, so I'm imagining that that's where he was, just waiting, plotting, because we didn't see him. So, y'all, we got down. My mama come back from the store with her girlfriend. We laughing, talking, y'all. It was just so beautiful because my mama was so happy. Like, that was the first time that I really seen my mama just so happy. Like, and to not know that within 30 minutes to an hour that she would be killed. So, we laughing, we kicking, we chopping it up. My mama girlfriend expressing to us, like how she really like our mama, how she like us, she love the house. She said she wanted to grow with us, stuff like that. Like, it was a joyous moment for us. Like, I'm not lying. Like, I'm the type of person where I thrive off when other people are happy. I ain't even gonna lie. And to see my mama happy, considering what all she been through with her husband, was just enough for me. Like, you feel me? So, child, my mom and her girlfriend went in the room. Me and my sisters went down to the den. Now, I'm gonna paint the picture out for y'all. You go down the hallway. You go through a kitchen, you make a right and go down in the kitchen and go down a couple of stairs. That's the den area. My mama room is all the way on the other end, back in the back of the house, where all our rooms is. So, y'all, we sitting down, me and my sisters, we talking, chit-chatting. Now, mind y'all, hold on, before I even get to that part, mind y'all, I ended up getting my mama a car, leaving when her and her girlfriend came back to go see my god sister, D. D, if you see this, I love you. I went to go see D and Tavares. This is the night when my mama got killed. I went and picked up D, my god sisters. We went to go see one of my friends, Tavares. I ended up dropping D back off and coming back home. Dropped D off, came back home, then went to the den because I don't want to leave no parts out. So we in the den, me and my sister chilling. About 15 to 30 minutes going by. We just down there doing whatever the hell we doing. So next thing we hear is screaming. Now, we couldn't make out what she was saying, but she was screaming. And one thing about my mama was she had a fear of bugs. And I never forget, I told them, I was like, I think mom back there screaming about no bug. I'm not finna go back there like that to my sisters. I'm gonna let her ass stay back there and scream. I swear to y'all. My sisters follow my TikTok, so they could attest to everything that I'm saying. So I told them, I'm like, it ain't nothing to be on high alert about. Her ass back there screaming about a bug until...
How you gonna throw it all away and say my love that was not God's way? Yeah.
Until I heard her say my stepdaddy name, stop. So we gonna call my stepdaddy Tom. She said, Tom, stop, Tom, stop. Tom, me and my sisters looked at each other and we like, what the fuck? Like, we were literally shocked. Like, we were shocked as fuck, y'all, because we like, how in the fuck did he get in his house? We by the back door. The kitchen is by the back door. The den is by the back door. We can hear somebody come to the back door. The front door is not far from that. We can hear, like, it makes noise if you open the door, like, we can hear it. Y'all, I don't know how he still to this day, I don't know how he got in that house, y'all, but only thing I heard was that, and we jumped up. Me and both of my sisters, we jumped up so fast, y'all. I swear to God, I've never moved that fast in my life. We got up so fast and was going back there. And by the time we was going back there, my mama girlfriend. And if you can't take graphic shit, please go, because I'm not dumbing down my story for nobody. So if you can't take it, just go stage left. No shade. So my mama girlfriend was coming down the hallway, y'all. I've never in my life seen so much blood. Never in my life. So the walls, her neck was cut and cut down. Like, that was my first time seeing somebody cut to the white meat. No shade. All this, like, how was her neck cut? Her neck was cut from, like, a long way, but it was hanging down. Like, her neck was flopped down. It was blood just skirting everywhere. It was just so much blood, y'all. Her blood was all on my shirt, all on my face. My sisters, it was all on my sisters. It was just blood just gushing out everywhere. She was going to the front door. She was like, y'all come on. Y'all come on. She was like, who is he? Who is he? It was so much adrenaline going on, y'all. I couldn't even talk to her. I'm trying to get my sister to come outside. One of my sisters grabbed the knife. And I'm not calling my sister's name. One of my sisters grabbed the knife, got the knife, was going back there. My stepdaddy ended up running up the hallway. Luckily, he didn't try to do nothing to my sister that I know of. Luckily, he, I guess, ran past my sister, was still coming at my mama girlfriend, ended up coming outside to me. I took off this way. I'm telling my sister to come with me. One of them gone. The other one, I don't even know I don't even know what my baby sister was doing. I think she either came outside or she didn't go back there with my sister. I think that sister followed my instructions. I don't want to call my sister's name. But my middle sister, the knee baby, she ended up going back there with my mom, and she had a knife. She was going to try to, my stepdaddy. But he ran past her, so she went straight to my mama. And she told me, my mama was saying something to her, but she could not make out what my mama was saying. And she said next thing she know that my mom was talking, and my sister said, she explained to me like this. She was like, mom was talking, and she was like, something, boom. And her head just went down, and it was just blood. My sister said my mama had so many cuts on her, all over her face, her head, her neck, her stomach, her titties. It was just cuts everywhere. And she was like, JP, it was so much blood. My little sister had blood all over her, y'all. She like Bloody Mary. Like, I think she was either touching my mama or something, like telling her to stay woke or mama or something. She was saying something, y'all. And it was so sad when my...
All right, let's just take a pause right there for a second and just collect a little bit, because I know that was a lot to hear at once. So, but wow, what are your thoughts? I can tell you got a lot going on.
I'm just thinking, like, he wanted it to be known that he was in the house. If you're gonna plot to hurt somebody, he took the photos. It wasn't even like he was trying to surprise her and just randomly attack her. And I believe at that moment when they realized he was in the house, that no, they shouldn't have stayed there, because it's like he wanted you to know he was there. He took things so you would know. And specifically those photos, it's like, okay, so he's trying to scare you off, I'm assuming, because why would you take the photos of the girlfriend of her? It's like, I guess he couldn't accept that she was moving on.
Right.
But then it's like, once you notice that, and this, mind you, this is the first time the girlfriend has came up from Atlanta. So she should have, they should have told her that, he was there prior to that. Because then she would probably took on her own to be like, maybe we should just stay somewhere else, just in case. Mind you, this is the first time she there. She didn't even know who he was when he attacked them. She's like, who was that? Right. She's in the dark completely.
Yeah, this is very unfortunate. Like, this is a very sad situation. The fact that he had to see his mother like that. One thing I wanted to say on top, just before we even got to this part, I wanted to say this a while ago, is that a partner who don't respect the relationship that you have between you and your child is a red flag to me. That should always be considered a red flag, especially if it's a man. And that's what, man or women, it can go both ways. But let's just speak about the man, since we already on this topic. He didn't like her being around him or having a relationship with her own son because he wanted full control of her. You can't have full control when there's multiple pieces and keep coming in and out, influencing the situation, So it's like, I feel like he just was jealous of that man. That's a red flag, because Why does it matter? I understand that, when you meet a woman and they have children, that you're not going to be the first person, and I don't see why it's a big deal in this world of who eats first, for example, or, who you love more when it comes to a woman and her child. I don't expect to be put over a child. I expect the woman to save her child over me every time, because that's their child. And especially if it's not your, y'all didn't have that kid together, so you just got to watch out for men who are just like that in a sense, who only want you to themselves. It's not love. That is very controlling. That is very manipulative. You should be able to keep the same circle that you had before you met a person. You shouldn't have to completely separate it. And, just ignoring those type of flags is how you end up. And I'm not, I know this is a sensitive situation, but it's like, what can we do to avoid situations like that,
Mhm.
And to me, it's just paying attention to the small flags, that you may think is small, but yeah, because this is sad, bro. Like, you don't want to have to ever end up in a domestic situation like this, to the point that he's over here describing what his mother looked like in that moment. Like, that's hard for me to hear. Hopefully this video can stay up. If not, it'll probably just end up in a private group or something like that, because it's very gruesome towards this part. Did you have anything else you want to say? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Good. All right.
Explaining to me, and I'm trying not to cry, so give me 1 second. So after that situation, I was outside. My stepdad ended up going outside, and somehow this is how I knew he parted the railroad thing, because I went up the road calling on the phone, talking to the police officer, well, to dispatch. It's a story with dispatch. I'm on the phone with dispatch and I'm panicking. I'm telling her, hey, my stepdad just stabbed my mama and stabbed my mama girlfriend. I need somebody to come over here. I think my mama finna die. I think my mama girlfriend finna die because she has blood everywhere. So I'm like, I need help. We need help. I get an address and I was like, can't please get here fast. Like, I need somebody now. Knocking on neighbors' doors, everything, screaming, y'all. Nobody would come to the motherfucking door. Nobody. Like, that's something that pissed me off. Nobody would come to their door to help. Nobody. So I'm on the phone with the police, crying. I got blood all over me. I'm running up the road. My stepdaddy come from the back, flying past me, before he flew past me, he came up flying up the road, curved over, tried to hit me and kept going. Luckily, I ran over in the ditch. Still running down the road, trying to stay on the phone with the police, running the ditch. I didn't have on no shoes. I had on boxers. I had on the tank top. And I think, and it was cold. That's what it was. It was in January. It was cold. So imagine being outside, a teen in no shoes, a tank top, some boxers, and it's cold as fuck. So I'm running. The police end up meeting me halfway. Like, it was so many police officers, y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
How you gonna throw it all away and say my love it was not the same? Yeah. How you gonna throw it away?
So boom, the police end up coming swarming. I mean, them bitches, it's so many of them, y'all. I ain't lying. I think police came from different counties and everything. It was just so many people at one time. Police slams on brake. It's so many of them. They just start slamming on brake by me. Boom, boom. Get down, put your hands. I said, I'm on the phone with dispatch, y'all. I had so much blood on me that you would have thought that I was the person that did it. Like, it was blood all over me, literally. So they was like, get on the ground, get on the ground. I'm like, I'm on the phone with dispatch. He went that way. They said something over the line. Half of them went with me to the house. The other half went somewhere else, and it was even more. At the end of the story, I'm gonna tell y'all about that. It was even more. So y'all, by that time, the police came, the ambulance came, the fire department. Our whole street, from one end to it was about a mile long, the street, full of police officers, ambulance, firefighters, y'all. I'm trying to think of everybody that was there. Agents, like, it was black cars. It was so many fucking people there, y'all. So by the time I ran back to the house to check on my sisters or whatever, one of my sisters, Madison, was already outside. Damn, I just said her name. Fuck it. Madison was outside. My sister's name is Madison Anastasia. It is what it is. Madison was already outside, and Anastasia was coming outside, or I think she was still in there with my mama. I think the police ended up making her come out of the room with my mama. So I was like, what, Nasia? She was like, in there with mama. So they would not let me go back in the house. They wouldn't let me go back in the house. I wanted to go back in the house to see my mama. They would not let me go back in the house. So they made us sit in the police car. It was me, my sisters, and the dog. Oh my God. I feel like I'm going to cry. They would not let me go back in the house to see my mama. So it was me, my sisters. So they ended up putting us in the back of the patrol car. It was me, my sisters, and our dog. We was in the back of the patrol car. We sat there for a good ass minute. I ain't gonna lie. So next thing you know, I had tried to get out the car to go. I was lying. I was like, I need to go get my shoes. I said, I want to go see my mama. They was like, you can't go in the house to see your mom right now. They was like, you can't get no shoes. You can't do nothing. We'll get everything for y'all that y'all need. So that's when we end up saying, can we get our dog? We trying to get any way to get out the car. No shade. Especially me. I need to go in there and see what the fuck. Because my sister just told me something. And I need to go see for my motherfucking self. Bitch, I'm the oldest around this motherfucker. I need to go see. Is he finna hit my semi-truck? Oh. So they could end up giving us the dog, giving us Petey, which was a Chihuahua. And we sat there and I was blowed because I can't go back in there and see my mama. So the last time I seen my mama was them rolling her out of the house in a stretcher with cuts all over her body. And I kept telling my sister, I'm like, y'all turn y'all head, don't look. Like, I'm just like shocked. I'm like, oh my God, this cannot be my reality. I swear, I was shocked as fuck. One of my sisters was like, I've already seen her. I'm gonna look anyway. And my baby sister, I really like try my best to not let her look because I just don't want her to.
How you gonna throw it all away and say my love it was not the same? Yeah. How you gonna throw it all away?
Y'all, my bad. I had to stop the video to get myself together real fast. So that was my last time seeing my mama. The ambulance ended up taking my mama to the hospital. We literally were still there, y'all. We sat in that police car for like an hour and a half. We get to the police station. We end up getting in contact with my sister's dad, and I called my dad. We went to the police station. My sister's dad met, I think Terry either met us there or, yeah, I think they didn't met us there or end up coming by the time we got there because somebody had to be there with us to talk to the police. So we all had to go into the room, do a statement. They took our clothes. They had blood on it. Fingerprint. They took our fingerprints. This, that, and the third. So it was just a lot at one time. So we did all that. We waited. I ended up calling my daddy crying. I think, did I call my daddy or my auntie? I think I called my daddy because at this point, I try my best to keep my daddy out of shit because my daddy would lose his shit about me, point blank, period. So I don't be wanting to put my daddy in no weird predicament because I know that my daddy gonna take it there about me every time. So I should have called my daddy when I knew something was wrong because I know my daddy would have came, but I just did not want to put my daddy in a predicament to where I don't see my mama going out. What if I don't see my daddy again type shit? So I got there. We in the, what's the name? I called my daddy, told my daddy what happened. My daddy came, my daddy done met me. So I wrote my sister and daddy back to a different town. So my mama came, my aunties came, my granddad came, and the guy came in the room and he told us, he was like, hold on, y'all. Okay, so the guy came in the room and that works with the police department. I think he was an investigator. He came in, he was telling us, he was like, y'all, when God has other plans for your life, stuff like that. And he was like, I just wanna just give y'all a hug first. And I was like, just say what you gotta say. Like, I was getting upset because I don't like when people do that to me. Just say what the fuck you gotta say and leave it at that. That's how I am. Like, I don't like all that sugarcoating shit because I don't do that. What the fuck is it? So I'm starting to get pissed off. I'm like, what's up? Like, just say what it is. And he was like, I'm sorry to let y'all know that, but y'all mama passed. So my sister started crying. Like, my aunties was crying, my grandma was crying, my uncle was crying. And it was so much that happened at that one time, y'all. Like, it was so much to the point where I was just over everybody. I was over everything. I was over everybody. I just could not deal with that shit. Like, it was taking me the fuck out. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I was shocked. That was the one and only time that I cried about my mama dying at that time, y'all. That was it. Like, I did not cry. When they took me back home to my dad, to meet my dad and my grandparents, it was my daddy, my auntie, my granddad, and my grandma was in the car, y'all. And as soon as I seen my dad and my auntie, they was already crying. So it's like, as soon as I gave them a hug, it just, oh my God, it was just too fucking much for me. It was too much. So we ended up going to my dad's mom's house. We stayed at my dad's mom's house, y'all. I took a shower and I went in my daddy's old room at my grandma and my granddad's house, y'all. I did not get out that motherfucking bed. I stayed in that bed a whole day with my phone turned off. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to be bothered with nobody. I didn't want nobody to say shit to me. I just wanted to be left the fuck alone because I really didn't believe what had happened. So when I got up The day I actually did get up, because everybody kept coming in there checking on me because I did not get up. I didn't want to move. So it didn't hit me until I turned my phone on, y'all. I be laughing and joking about having hoes and shit because people do be on my line heavy, but I've never in my life had my phone to go off that many times. My phone was going off so much, y'all, it was freezing. Like, my phone was freezing. I get on Facebook. Sorry that this happened. Da, da, da. It was just a lot going on.
How you gonna grow it all away and say my love that was not God's way? Yeah. How you gonna grow it away?
So, with me being at my grandparents' house, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give y'all the dream that I had. I'm gonna give y'all the funeral, then I'll give y'all court and how life has been afterwards. So, the dream that I had was it wasn't real. The dream was that my mom, and it's gonna sound so crazy, y'all, but I told this to my sisters, and we literally had like some of the same dream, but different like aspects of it. So my dream was that my mom was still alive, that my mama's phone number had got changed, that she moved on with her life. And when I woke the fuck up, that shit was not true. My mama was dead. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, it just seemed so real. Like, it seemed like my mama was, and the way that the dream was set up, it was like a lifetime event of things that happened, but it was only in a short amount of time. Like, it was like our mama was not talking to us, our mama was gone, moved on with her life. Like, it just gave that she was gone, but she was still alive, if that makes sense.
I'm gonna say it makes sense to me. Y'all know, like when it comes to dreams, I believe dreams are a way of God, like showing you. It's hard to explain what it is. Pretty much what I'm saying is, I believe that what he saw is true. It just didn't apply to the reality that we are in today. I believe it was more of a like this is her in the next life. She's moved on, she's happy, she's on, if you ever lost somebody, you probably had similar dreams like that, but then you wake up and realize that it wasn't a dream and that everything was just that this person is still gone. I believe that God gave this creator the opportunity, blessed him with the opportunity to see his mother in the next life. It gave him closure. So many people have died in my life. I never even got the closure from it. But to hear this is like good, it's good that God was able to give you that closure in that moment, because you may think like, oh, it was just a dream. It wasn't real. No, that was real. That was your final moment. To me, I don't know. Everybody's not going to believe the same thing, but I believe in that was God giving you your final moment with your mother. You know,
This is just really extremely sad. The fact that I think they said that it was the younger sister who went in the room, or no, it was the middle sister, and she got the last moments with her mom.
yeah.
But she was not scared to
Mm.
go back there and defend her mom. She ran back there immediately with a weapon and all. But she was there with her mom those last final moments.
Yeah,
And
she
I
was
know,
definitely brave. All of them
yeah,
was brave at the end of the day. All of them tried to do their best to either get help or chase them down or whatever the case may be. They did the best they can. I just wish in this moment that somebody had a weapon on them, because if I hate saying if I was in this situation, but I just wish somebody had a weapon, because I don't believe he should have made it out of that situation alive. That would have changed everything for me. I would have definitely used my weapon that day. But yeah, if you've ever been through a situation like this, my prayers go out to you as well. Prayers going out to this creator, because I, how do you live with this? We've heard a lot of story times where people they've lost their parents or the relatives or something like that, but they never saw it. Not in all the cases. This case was probably the most vivid case I've ever seen of DV and like what it leads up to. I think there's a lot we can learn from his pain. In this situation. It's just that we got to be careful with the people, that we got to take people more seriously, if that makes sense. Like we can't just I'm pretty sure it was signs leading up to that, and I can tell because I grew up with black women, obviously, and when a black woman is nervous, they start to move like his mom moved. They start to separate themselves, trying to find a new life, but kind of keeping everything on the back burner, but not taking it as serious. But it's serious because you're trying to move and you try not to be, around this person. But it's like being more vocal in that moment, maybe. And I would say my black people in particular, because we don't know how to call the police. We won't call the police. We don't see them as help. But in these type of situations, I just beg you to call the police. I know he wish he could have called his dad, but in that moment, I wish he would have, you can't really call the police because you don't want to waste these people's time too. So it's like, I get it. He's not at fault for nothing. I can only assume that he's blaming himself for a lot of the stuff that happened. Like if I would have told my dad, this would have happened, or if he called the police, maybe this would have happened. But it was really on his mom to make these type of decisions. If he was already showing signs of abuse and threatening her life, maybe she could have took proper steps in those moments to, just something. But that's maybe we can learn from this. We all can learn from this. If you're blessed to see another day, then this is a story that you can learn from. So, but I hope he's not beating himself up about this.
So that happened. So we end up going to, what is that shit called? The viewing of the body. That's what it is. We end up going to that. I'm fast forwarding something because it was a whole minute before that even came up. So we went to the viewing of the body. I went to go see my mama. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, when I was at that place, when I was crying, the jail, the jail, and with my daddy them, that was literally the only time I had cried around that time frame, up until after around court when I moved with my daddy, or before court when I moved with my daddy. I didn't cry at my mama's funeral, and I didn't cry at the damn viewing because everybody was saying be so strong for your sisters, be so strong for your sisters, and I was so busy doing that, not coping how I should have been coping. And at the time, nobody understood what they was like. You got to be strong for your sisters. You got to do this and the third. Bitch, who gonna be strong for me? And I'm just being real. Like, we gonna keep it a bean. My sisters, and it's so crazy, everybody telling me to be strong for my sisters. Little do they know, I'm calling my sisters crying. We're going to keep it a bean, and both of my sisters can attest. They call me crying, I call them crying. Like, that's just how it go. I'd rather cry to my sisters than cry to a bitch on the streets. Yeah, I know I can't do a story time without making somebody laugh. So when we went to the repast, why the fuck I keep saying repast? When we went to the viewing of the body, I did not cry, y'all. I didn't cry at the viewing or at my mama's funeral. So we in there, y'all, and this is the funny part. So I went to look at my mama's body, y'all, and I'm just examining her, and I'm like, only thing I can really remember was this. I'm like, why the fuck is my mama titties in her throat? Like, y'all, they had my mama titties hyped up so high, and I'm just like, that ain't how that go. That's not how that go. After that, people was there. Some people was there. It wasn't that many people there. It was some people there or whatever. People had came prior to us coming because I think that my grandma, my aunties, my mama side of the family really didn't want too many people there while we were in there, so we could have our own time. But I really can't name that many people that was in there besides like close family. But I was told that a lot of people came prior to, and I seen the book. It was so many people that came. Like, I didn't even realize that many people even fucking knew my mama. So, bitch, just reminiscing, people's, calling in, texting, telling me everything's gonna be okay. Now, one thing that really pissed me the fuck off is when people was saying that, God this and God that. Bitch, I do not feel like God wanted that to happen to my mama. So, anytime anybody say that shit to me, I automatically get pissed off. Or if somebody be like, I know how you feel, I understand how you feel, and that mama's still alive. Just hush. No shade, just be quiet.
How you gonna throw it all away and say my love that was not God's name? Yeah. How you gonna throw it all away?
There's no shade. The day of my mama's funeral, I was so fucking like, I didn't cry. I didn't really I was smiling with everybody and stuff like that. But I go back and look at those pictures and I was not happy. Like, I really just wanted the day to be over with. Like, I swear to God. I was looking at my sisters, I'm crying, looking at my auntie, I'm crying, looking at people. Y'all, it was so many people at the church. People had to sit outside and go in other places to go sit. Like, I did not even think that many people was going to be at my mama's funeral. I swear to God. When they opened the door for us to walk in, y'all, I literally low-key was like, how do I put it? Like, I'm not gonna say I was having an anxiety attack, but I was definitely overwhelmed. Like, it was just like too much at one time. I'm a person where now I can, but then I could not deal with that. Like, too much stuff at one time. So I just definitely went into shutdown mode to where it's just like, bitch, I'm here, but I ain't here. You see me, but you don't see me. I say, hey, but hey, I don't even, people was telling me afterwards, like, you spoke to me, you don't remember saying me? No, bitch, I don't even really remember the fucking funeral. I can't even tell you how the funeral went play by play. I can only tell you bits and pieces because I was so out of it. No shade, I was really out of it. So after the repast, I think the hardest part for me was I didn't even cry at the funeral, but bitch, when they put my mom in that motherfucking ground and you realize you're not going to see them no more, this is on everything I love. That shit hurt more than anything because it's just like, bitch, this is it. They're going in the ground. Like, they're not getting up no more. They're not gonna be able to say nothing else to you. Like, that shit put me in like, oh my God, that shit threw me off in the worst way because it's just like, bitch, at the time, I know it's not gonna sound right, but at the time, like I was like low key, this on some real shit. I was like, that should have been me instead of my mom because I'm thinking about it. My sisters are young. I was a teenager. My sisters were young as fuck. They graduated. My mama wasn't there. I graduated. My mama wasn't there, but they graduated. My mama wasn't there. They started going through feminine things. My mama was not there. They started like talking to people. My mama wasn't there. Like shit that my sisters needed my mama for, she was not fucking there. And it's like I can only tell them so much. They got other family members, but my sisters were close to me, and it's like I can't even be at the time. I feel like I couldn't even be a fucking big brother because me and my sisters grew up in the same house, and like now we're separated. You feel me? So it's like I can't run to y'all rescue. I can't just hop. We say almost 2.5 hours away from each other. I can't just come here and be there and just do this and the third. So it was like once my mama went in that motherfucking ground, that sealed the deal for me. Like that was like, okay, bitch, your mama dead. You stop acting and stop thinking that she's still alive, bitch. Your mama is dead at this point. She's going in the ground. And that's what really like tore me the fuck up. No shade. That did it for me. Like seeing my mama going in the ground, it was just like, damn, my mama is really gone. Like, I'm not getting those second chances. I'm not gonna be able to say, like, girl, oh my God. I'm not gonna be able to do a lot of shit. You feel me? So that put me in a different place. Like that shit, and I tell people this all the time. Nobody can hurt me. You cannot hurt me. Nothing's really gonna hurt my feelings. Like I've came to the point of like, bitch, I done lost my best friend. So there's nothing that no bitch and no nigga, nobody can do to really piss me off. Like, you can piss me off, but you're not gonna hurt me. Like I've already been hurt to the max. So niggas, bitches, friends, nobody can really like hurt me like that. You feel me? Because I done already been hurt to a certain level. So it's like when my mama passed, and I'm gonna get back to the funeral and stuff like that, but when my mama passed, y'all, it changed me, and I hate the way that it changed me because it turned me into a totally different person. Like, yeah, I'm on my grind and shit. Y'all excuse me because I'm being transparent as fuck, and I'm just crying on here, but it is what it is. I wish a bitch might. But it's like when my mama died, it changed me as far as my ambition and stuff. Like, bitch, I was on my shit, and that shout out to my daddy for that too. But it also changed me in a way that I hate because I don't play with nobody. I don't give nobody the opportunity to play in my face. Like, no shade. Like, with my mama being killed, I do not play with nobody. Don't come in my face with that fake ass shit and all that. I just can't. I can't sugarcoat shit with nobody, and I can't do it. And it's like I'm always on high alert about the smallest stuff, and I hate it because I never was that type of person. Like I wasn't hostile. I was not mean. I was none of that shit. But once I found out that anybody could take your life, I don't play with nobody. And like it's hard to explain, but I just cannot do it with people. Like my mama, when I seen how much my mama put into my stepdad had testicular cancer. He was about to die in our house. I swear to God, like. We called the ambulance. They said they had not been there in an hour. He would have been fucking dead. My mama shaved her house. She quit her job. She did everything. She did everything for this nigga. I swear to God, for this fuck nigga. She did everything for him that she could have done. She quit her job. She didn't have no job. We still moving and still live life. Because of him, she did everything that she could have done for him. And just to think about it, a person like that to come back and stab you and kill you, bitch, hell no, I don't trust nobody. And that's why I'm always on like when people meet me, they be like, okay, you always mean mugging. And it's like, you seem cool. You got a nice smile. Like you seem really sweet, but it's just like, bitch, I use that as a coping mechanism or like not coping, a defense mechanism because I don't want people to get too close to me and think they can play in my face because I will fucking hurt you. Like, no shade. I didn't came to that point where it's just like, I'd rather just be.
How you gonna throw it all away and say my love it was not God's way? Yeah, throw it away. Throw it away.
So this is my beautiful mother. We got the same smile. Y'all know before I get back deep into this story, I have to make a joke with y'all. So y'all see we got the same smile and we also have the same shape. I got this. Okay, I gotta stop. We are shaped the same. Stop. Okay, so after the funeral, we did the repast. They put my mom in the ground, whatever. So we all stood up. We separated after that. I went back to my grandparents' house, and my sisters went to their dad's house. I think my sisters them did end up coming to my grandma's house later on that day, or either later on in the week, whatever. Blah blah blah. So time progressed on. Now this is leading up to the court case, y'all, and it's so crazy because I had got in my head that I'm thinking that maybe that all the people that I'm close with, like I was asking God, like, are you punishing me? What did I do wrong? Like I didn't do nothing to nobody. Like it was a lot going on in my head because my mom died. These are people that I was so close with. My mom died, then my great granddad passed. And if you know, you know, I love my great granddad to death. Literally. Well, I'm not even gonna say to death, to life. And then my favorite cousin Antonio died. So it was just like all my major people were leaving me. With an exception of a handful of other people, but my main heavy hitters were leaving me, literally, like they were gone. So it was a lot happened leading up to my mom, leading up to the court case. So let's see, I don't know if it was a year after the court case or 2 years. I would have to ask my dad to fact check, but I think it was like 2 years. Then we did the trial. We went to trial. Y'all, trial was a mess. I ain't gonna lie. Trial was a lot. It was a lot for me. It was too much for me actually. Like I'm not good for civilized places like that when it comes to things that hurt my feelings because I will act out of character and I won't give a goddamn about none of this shit. I'll knock all this shit over, no shade. So we were in trial. Before we even got in the trial, they was already in there for a minute. So they end up letting us, me, my sisters, my dad, my second mom, my grandparents, like a lot of people were there for the trial, my family. So we goes in there and, you know, we're talking. The judges talk. I can't remember everything play by play, y'all. I promise it was too long ago for me to remember every single detail. But I can tell you the shit that did stand the fuck out to me. So the night that my stepdaddy did that, he was smiling and laughing. He was not like, he was smiling when the night that he, you know, unalived my mama. So we was in the court, he was like trying to cry and shit like that. And he was like, you know, he apologized and stuff like that. And he was like, please forgive him. If I'm not mistaken, I think he said, please forgive me or something like that. Bitch, I didn't want to hear that shit. Kid, I want this bitch gone. I want this bitch head off her body. Cut him. Give me. Let me go get him. How he get a guy? He got her, bitch. At the time, I was trying to make sure my sisters were safe, but now I can think about it. You were laughing when you did it. You were smiling when you rode past me. So when you tried to hit me, you were smiling. You wasn't saying please forgive me. You wasn't like you literally weren't doing any of those things. So with you crying in my face in this fucking court, I feel like you playing in on my motherfucking time. So they gave his family a chance. I just wanted him to be locked up forever. And if they ever let him out, I definitely like girl anyway. They let his family talk. Nothing against his kids, his son and one of his daughters, because one of his daughters was like she was sorry that happened. And then his son, me and his son was close as fuck, y'all. Like literally close as fuck. So, and he's reached out to me, and I have spoken to him, and you know we done had conversations on this topic. So, shout out to you. You know exactly who you are. I'm not gonna say your name, but you know who you are, and I still fuck with you the long way stronger because you respect me as a man, and you also came to me as a man about the whole situation, and I fuck with you about that. But when we were in the courthouse, my stepdad, which I told y'all we're gonna call him Tom, his brother said the judge asked him something, and he was like, how do you feel about it? Do you want to say something or something like that? They gave his family the opportunity to say something, and he was like, y'all act like people don't die every day. Bitch, that put a little fire under my feet. Bitch, what the fuck do you mean people don't die? My mama was killed, and my daddy, I actually got taken out of the courtroom and put out in a waiting area again. And my dad was upset with me because you can't say certain things in court. And I was just like, on my dad, I'm like, I don't care. My mama was killed. He ain't gonna say something like that. You don't say that. You don't say that. You don't say that. But you know, that was a conversation for something else. But yeah. So that's how court went. They end up sentencing him. Y'all, I can't even fucking remember. I can Google it and put a picture on here, but I can't remember like exactly how long and all that. I really can't remember. It was too many charges for me. But yeah, when his brother said that, the judge gave him more charges because it's just like that's so. What is the word that they used? I can't even think of the word that she used. But yeah, that's how the trial went. After that, I was just happy that justice was served for my mama. No shade. I got probably about 2 more parts that I'm gonna do to this story. And then I think I am going to cut this shit off. I'm not a believer. I don't believe in prolonging nobody's time, dragging no story out. I'm just here to give y'all how I feel about stuff. And yes, this is my mama. She thick, she eat her cornbread. Let me stop. So let's go ahead and wrap this up because I cannot settle in being sad all day. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this story out the way. Life after court, I still have my bad days. My bad days are usually my mom's birthday, which is in May, and it's right beside Mother's Day, so I get a 2-for-1 special, no shade. Accomplishments. Sometimes when I'm very sad, like I literally used to could go to my mom about anything. I don't care if it's something that's like vulgar. She wouldn't give a fuck. Like she want me to keep it 100% blunt with her. That's why I'm so blunt. My mom was blunt. She didn't sugarcoat nothing. So, sometimes I have a hard time with that, especially if I'm going through something and I need somebody to talk to. I call my aunt that I'm close to, but besides that, my mom, nobody can really just like give it to me how my mama would, straight off gutter, straight gutter. Um, I'm definitely like for my sisters. I'm very big on my sisters. Like I do anything for my sisters and literally anything. If I can, I'm going to do it. It's always about my sisters to me. What else I was finna tell y'all? Damn. Y'all asked the question. I seen somebody in the comment, a couple people in the comment saying, did the girlfriend live? She lived, but I cannot find her. Y'all been looking for this lady for 8 years to apologize to her because I did not know that that was going to happen. I swear to God. Had I known that, we wouldn't even stay home. I promise. So, another thing is if anybody on here know anyone that hosts domestic violence panels or is connected to anybody that deals with domestic violence, please, 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 please put me in contact with them. Like, this is not even on no viral shit. I want to speak with them about certain things. I was gonna say something else. Oh, at the end of my videos, I definitely left a domestic violence hotline number. I don't know if you all caught that, but if you are watching this and you are in a domestic violence, whether it's domestic, not domestic, whether it's what is the fucking word? Excuse my language. If it's verbal abuse, physical abuse, anything like that, use that hotline, y'all. I'm telling y'all, please do not. It's not that serious. I'm telling you, it's not that serious. You can give somebody the clothes off your back and they'll still turn around and literally stab you in your back. Literally. So use that hotline to y'all's advantage, whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, because domestic violence don't have a sex or race to it. Man, woman, boy, girl, transgender, black, white, green, yellow, purple, anybody use it. If you are being physically assaulted or verbally assaulted and you feel like you need to get out of a situation, do not be scared to let yourself go. Like not let yourself go, but let yourself go from that situation. I'm sorry, I had to fix my wording. And also y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be posting everything that's on TikTok on YouTube, and I will also have some exclusive stuff on YouTube. So yes, that is pretty much my story time on how my fuck nigga ass stepdaddy killed my mama. Yeah, but now we'll be going back to the regular program. We will have some funny story times coming up from Pride Weekend, so y'all stay tuned. I love y'all.
First of all, shout out to this creator. At the end of the day, I know that wasn't an easy story to even tell to social media. I definitely understand what he was talking about when he said he had that shift of it is hard to explain like what this is, but when you lose somebody close to you, it's not the reaction most people would think. Like most people get mad and just be loud mad, but some people, like me personally, I was quiet. I was a very like quiet person, non-confrontational person, but once my brother passed away, once I realized how he passed away and he got murdered by his friends and stuff like that, that it kind of just, it made me so mad. Like it made me so mad in my head. Like I just felt like whatever the hell that I was going through at that time, like I'm just going to start standing up for myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making no more excuses. I became serious. I understood. Like I never heard nobody else say this. I just kind of thought it was, I didn't know what that was until I just literally heard him say it. I'm like, oh wow, so I'm not the only one who had this weird shift where it was just like my demeanor could look very like intimidating in a sense, I guess. Like I look like I don't want to be bothered. Like I don't know. I just tell people it's my eyebrows. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I look that way. But in reality, it's what he says. It's just you build up this layer of protection. So people when they first see you, they just know like off the rip, like maybe not him. Don't play with him. Like I don't want no playful spirits around me if you're gonna be playing with like, like you somebody who just want to push people or get in people, disrupt people. I'm not the one, and that's the look I give people. But I'm a very friendly person. I'm a very engaging person once I know you. But if you don't know me, you would just assume off the rip that I'm just a hateful person. But I built this up because of the trauma in life. I don't think you have to lose somebody through death. It's just you can go through trauma in general that'll make you get to the point that you just walk around with a what they call like a resting like B face, like you just walking around with one of those faces, like you just ain't really tolerant. But now we know, like, oh, maybe this person has been through so much stuff that I don't play about certain things. I'm very serious about a lot of stuff, and yeah. But I respect the fact that he stood up and made these videos to bring awareness to that, and I'm gonna keep all that in the videos, even the tags on his page and all that. And also we're gonna go a step further, y'all already know, and put the credit in the description box so you guys can follow him directly on his platform for, just direct support. But yeah, my thing is that's it. That's all I got to say. I just want to say I can relate a lot of ways. I don't know if he's a believer or not. It sounds like he ain't really want to hear the God talk, but I'm gonna still do it because at the end of the day, that's what's helping me in my life. Is sometimes I'm not gonna say that happened for a reason because I mean everything is we we believe everything happens for a reason. If I'm being real with you, whether it sounds crazy or not, even my brother passing away happens for a reason. Me being born with no parents and being left with just my grandma, 8 other children, 8 other my own brothers and sisters, like I feel like everything was happening for a reason, and we don't really understand that reason until we understand that everything happens for a reason, and we just try to figure it out throughout life. Like who I am today just shows that wow, all them attempts that I had on my own life, and all those times I wanted to give up, and I didn't understand why God wouldn't allow me to give up, and why I'm still here. It starts to make sense when you get older, when you can look at younger people and you can mentor them, and you can say, listen. You're like people in your situation, it's just all about having the ears. Do you have the ears to listen to this type of conversations, even if it is tough? I had to take myself out of the equation, my pride out of the equation, because a man, I'm just gonna say this and I'm gonna end it. But a man once told me, like, people don't care. Nobody's gonna care, man. You can go talk to every poor person on the street and they all got a sad story. At the end of the day, you still watch people walk over those people. You know what I'm saying? People just don't care. You have more control of your life than you think. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody's just trying to make your day lighter by saying God this, God that, just take it and just listen and take it as a grain of salt. If it's something you don't want to hear, I understand. But everybody's going to come with their perspective of what made their life better. And I understand it. They're coming from a good place. All right. I had to tell myself that too. Like, you don't understand. You ain't lose this person. You ain't never been through this. You ain't grew up without no mom and daddy. You got to understand everybody been through stuff, and just because it ain't at the level where yours is at, it doesn't mean that they don't have something they could teach you. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I want to say. Other than that, thank you for the story time. It was well, put together. It wasn't all over the place. So thank you for real.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank the creator for telling this story, and prayers go out to him. This is a story that definitely needs to be told. If someone threatens your life or they're acting a certain way, take it seriously. And this is a reason right here, because you just never know what they're capable of. And yeah, it could be the people that's closest to you. And I know that affected him in a very, very strong way still to this day, because his mom gave everything to this man and he turned around and took her life. And it's extremely, extremely sad, especially him even trying to run him over. Like, yes, y'all had y'all differences, but would you ever have thought he would have tried to take your own life, at that your mother's life, someone who she was with? And I appreciate him putting on that hotline, because a lot of people need it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know the resources are out there for them. And one thing I do want to add is this: get therapy. If you've ever been in any situation like this, please seek some professional help, advice. Don't just try to take this on. Even if you feel like you're handling it well, like you said, like he kept saying in the stories, like I'll just be snapping on people. It's a reason why. You need to let that out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes story times can help, but it depends on how the feedback is being given and how you receive that feedback. So if you don't like what people are saying, it can actually trigger you and make it worse. And this is coming from somebody who's had therapy since I was able to go to school. I've had psychiatrists, therapists all around my life, my whole life. So it took me being an adult to really understand the importance of having that, and understanding why my grandma did that. But at the end of the day, seek therapy, and God is always there for you, no matter how you feel. You can be mad with God. You can be, you can have your frustrations. At the end of the day, that God's never going to shut the door on you. It's never too late to just say, talk to God about the situation. Learn to forgive yourself, please. I know you didn't do anything, but learn to forgive yourself, because I know that in these type of situations that we will sit here and blame ourselves, even though it's nothing we can do to control that situation. So learn to forgive yourself. Learn to forgive that man. Learn to forgive his ignorant brother who made that statement at the court, just learn to forgive all these people. That don't mean go in there and make conversations and be with them every day. It just means that forgive them in your heart so you can rest better, so you can go on with peace in your life. Remember that this life is short. The afterlife is eternity. So don't let what happened, don't let the people in this world, this short world, ruin, what you have in the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say. I ain't gonna preach too much, but love to everyone. I hope you all are having a great day. But if you guys are interested in following his creator, you already know what to do. Check out the description box below and it will link you straight to his profile. But other than that, y'all have a great day. Peace.